Do finances impact feelings of burnout? Should I get my financial well-being in order to combat my burnout feelings? Find out in this video. Plus, stay to the end to find out my 7 streams of income. Hi, I'm Dr. Jessica Louie, and I love talking financial freedom after experiencing burnout early on in my pharmacist career. We talk passive income and simplifying on this channel to combat feelings of burnout and stress in your life. Now, if you've never heard about my own financial journey and debt-free journey during residency and fellowship, please be sure to click those video links below. The first question I get asked, does finances impact feelings of burnout? The simple answer, yes. Finances impact feelings of burnout and stress in our lives. And I know this firsthand. When we talk about burnout, we talk about 3 characteristics. And if you don't know what burnout is, please go back and watch my burnout story and all those videos on what burnout is. One characteristic of burnout is exhaustion. And exhaustion can be our physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion. And our finances play a role in this. I personally was very exhausted when I experienced burnout. One reason I was so exhausted was because I was picking up all these extra shifts to pay off all this debt I had from graduate school. And when you pick up more shifts, you are working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, volunteering for holidays and weekends that have higher pay levels. And a lot of us, what was the financial situation when I experienced burnout? I was in debt and I didn't have a very large savings account. I didn't really have a large emergency fund, and I really felt trapped. A lot of people really feel trapped in their situation when they experience burnout. And one of those traps is large amount of debt, large financial burden to carry around with us. And I see this all the time in my community and in my clients where financial well-being plays a big role in burnout because we feel trapped. We feel trapped to a full-time job as a pharmacist or another healthcare professional because we have high loans and high debt to pay off. And I think a poor financial situation can lead to more burnout and more cynicism in your life. I think knowing your own financial situation and putting a very clear plan together is really helpful. No, I don't think that you need to be debt-free to let go of feelings of burnout and reset your own burnout. It is a journey and a process that's not going to happen overnight, but having that plan and knowing your own financial situation, it will be really helpful in your own journey. So while I reset and worked through my burnout journey over months, I paid down my loans and I didn't go completely debt-free until after I had gone through my entire burnout journey. At the other side of burnout was feeling less trapped. And at the other side of paying down debt was knowing that I had a plan in place and I would be debt-free in a certain number of months to years from now. When you do put your financial situation into your own hands, you're the driver in that situation, you won't necessarily feel tied to a paycheck and feel tied to it weighing you down and having this burden of needing to make a certain amount of money. So the first thing I did when thinking about how finances affected my burnout was think about what's a simple process I can use. And I found the Japanese process of the KAKEIBO Method to work best for my life. I have a separate video on how that helped me pay off debt and how we paid off multi-6 figures of student loan debt using that process. So I highly recommend going back and watching that very thorough video on the KAKEIBO Method and paying down over $300,000 worth of debt. The next thing I did was think about how can I emulate people who've gone before me? A lot of times we think about millionaires or billionaires and what are they doing right in their life to become debt-free and build generational wealth. And one of the things they do is not only decrease expenses because we can only decrease them so far, we can also increase our income. And growing out multiple streams of income can be really helpful so that you don't feel trapped to one income, you don't feel trapped to one job or one paycheck. I built over 7 streams of income, some of these being a little bit more on the passive side versus active side, so that I didn't feel overwhelmed and exhausted all the time. And I want you to get there too. And it means that you start with those simple steps of adding that second stream of income and then building it out over time. It doesn't happen overnight. So first off is making a plan. Make a plan of what income streams would fit best with your life and where your skill sets needed. And then over the next months to years, you can build out those income streams and see what resonates with your own life, what is having the best return on investment of your time or your money, and then continue to build them out and expand them over time. So when I experienced burnout over 6-7 years ago in 2014 and 2015, I had one stream of income. It was my full-time job. It was where my W-2 came from. And over time, I built out other streams of income that have helped me feel less exhausted, feel like I'm not putting in as many hours to work each and every day, and feel like I can go on vacations and have fun during the year. So, as a healthcare professional and as a critical care pharmacist, one of the ways that you can build out income is by getting a second job in your specialty area, which means you could have a per diem job. A per diem job meaning that maybe you work once a week or once a month at another hospital or another healthcare system, whatever works best for you. And I have done this, my husband has done this, and it's a great way to use your skill set in just another setting that needs your help. Sometimes that is in a setting that's more rural, driving a couple hours away to a rural setting outside of Los Angeles, or it means, keeping contact with a previous institution you were employed with and staying on per diem instead of leaving completely. And I've done both of those things over the years. So that is one way you can get started with your financial freedom journey. The other streams of income I have built over the years have been related to blogging, and blogging turning into a small business. So many of you know that I started blogging as a fashion and lifestyle blog on Petite Style Script, and that generates affiliate income, meaning when I recommend a product and review it with lots of photos or videos, then if someone clicks through a link on my website, they will then give me a small commission for recommending the product. And the small commission can vary anywhere from 0.5% of the sale, 1% of the sale, 5%, 10% of the sale, depending on what the product is. So you may know that, small commissions will add up over time, but it is a way when we do recommend products and give them a great review that we get a small percentage back to us as bloggers or influencers. So that was one stream of income. The next stream of income is sponsored posts. So you probably have seen this on social media platforms or blogs before, but when a company pays you to write about their product. And this usually means that you have a little bit larger audience and can get paid for writing or reviewing a product. And it is shown up front that it is a sponsored post. It's very obvious that it's sponsored so that people know there might be some bias in it depending on the format of it. And this is another way you can build out another stream of income. Next is digital products. So many of you know that in the digital world, we can reach beyond the classroom setting to thousands and millions of people around the world. And this is what's been really helpful to me in terms of, as an educator myself, as a professor in a university, I really wanted to reach beyond the classroom setting to more people that could benefit from my skill set or my knowledge. So creating digital products is great. And these digital products can be really simple with one-page types of summary sheets. It could be a whole ebook, multiple pages. It could be a digital art form that someone's downloading and printing themselves. It can be a lot of different things. It's really what works best for you, and you can make it small, you can make it big, whatever would resonate best with your own audience that you are sharing your skill set with. Next up is coaching programs. So all of us have different unique skill sets, and we could be coaching others on our unique skill sets or our own journeys. So being able to coach either in person or virtually in one-on-one type of coaching settings or group settings, that's another way that you can build up your income streams and help others in the process. And this could be, I am more in the burnout coaching realm, but some of you might have skill sets where you could coach a baseball team or a tennis team or have one-on-one different types of coaching modalities depending on your skill set and what you could bring to the table for someone else. Next up, going back to the online world, because I love that world, I think of how can you host online workshops to share your skill set with people around the world. Being able to hop on an online platform is really helpful with an online workshop either held live or you could record it and then sell the recording to it. Going beyond that, then you have your online courses. So building out a little bit larger online course where it has different modules that walk someone through it. And this could be on a certain skill set that you want to share with the world in a more in-depth setting. Maybe you share some simple steps on a YouTube channel or on social media, and then you share a deeper dive in a full online course. And then maybe some of you love speaking and love giving presentations, and sometimes we're not always able to give those in person. You definitely could get on a keynote stage and give a speaking event in person, but you could also give a speaking event online and virtually. And there's lots of that this past year where we're able to connect with professionals from around the world. I personally have done that, speaking to Europeans and in the Asian community, in Australia, all these different settings throughout the past year. And it's a great way to share your speaking ability and your knowledge with others and connect in that way. So speaking is another way that you could build out your income stream. So these are just the start of some of the income streams I have built out, and I think that are viable for a lot of people. There definitely are different ways that you can continue to expand those income streams and grow beyond that so that you're not tied to one income stream, and your financial well-being will help lessen your stress levels, will help lessen the burden of burnout. And I hope that this really helps you see that getting your financial house in order can be really helpful to help reset your own burnout and get onto your financial freedom journey. And I can't wait to share more about our own financial well-being journey and how we are pursuing financial independence as well in healthcare. Now it's your turn. Take an action step on your financial well-being plan. Download our KAKEIBO Method workbook below and continue watching these videos on simplifying and financial freedom. Until next time, spark joy.